Hello friends and welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. How beautiful was that sunrise? So special. I'm so glad I spotted it. My mum actually messaged to say, look out your windows. I think there's a really nice sunrise happening. So I went out into the garden and I'm so glad I saw it. So yeah, definitely one of my favorite things about this time of the year are just the incredible sunrises and sunsets that you can get. And I know that a lot of people don't really like January as a month, and I'm a little bit biased because January is my birthday month. Actually, this month's a pretty big month, a pretty big birthday for me. I'm going to be turning 30 at the end of this month. So yeah, that's quite a big birthday. So I have a few little things planned of tiny little celebrations just to do, and I thought it'd be really fun to bring you along. Anyway, more about that in a different video, but today I'm so excited because I'm going to be hanging out with Alan this morning. If you've watched videos in the past, you'll know that Alan is my friend, but also my neighbour. Because we're both self-employed, we sort of schedule days to hang out during the week, sometimes every week, every couple of weeks. I've not actually seen Alan since probably the video in Vlogmas where we went and explored a little bit of Fife's coastal villages. So it's been quite a while since I've caught up with Alan, so it'll be really nice to see him. Also, we are not only going for a little walk this morning, we're also going to be visiting a coffee shop called Lowdown because Alan has really become really interested in good quality coffee recently, and he's heard a lot about Lowdown's coffee, and I haven't actually been to Lowdown Coffee since I was at university and I did my dissertation on Edinburgh's coffee shops and looking at their organisational identities. And Lowdown is one of the ones that were willing to answer a few questions for my dissertation. So yeah, I haven't been back since, and I've been meaning to, but they're just always so busy whenever I pass. So our plan is to go first thing in the morning when they open, and hopefully we'll get a table. And then we're just going to see where the day takes us. We might actually try another coffee shop, or we might go for a bit of a walk. I think it's going to be a really beautiful day today. So anyway, I'm going to go and get changed and then knock on Alan's door, and we're going to head out for a lovely little walk. I'm with Alan.
Hello, friend.
Are you looking forward to our little outing today to try some coffee?
I am. I'll always look forward to coffee. Yeah. And when I've got a free morning, I'm really happy to come along with your good self.
Oh, I'm so glad.
And yeah, here we go. Party time.
You've never been to Lowdown, is that right?
Never. No,
exciting.
I had heard of it, but I thought it was somewhere completely different in the city. So I would have been looking for it in the south side.
I hope it's the right one that I'm taking you to.
I hope so.
I think so. I hope so. Yeah. But I think it'll be good. It's always so busy, so I assume that's a good sign. We're going quite early because I think hopefully then we'll get a seat inside. If not, we might have to sit outside. Anyway, it's getting a bit windy, so we'll catch up soon. We're on George Street and I've just spotted Lowdown, so we're just heading down now.
Yeah, very different. Yeah, very different.
So we're out of Lowdown Coffee and we've just been having a little walk around sort of Newtown area, and now we're thinking, well, Alan's a big fan of cobbled.
The cobbled roastery on Thistle Street. This lovely wee place, I think.
Yeah, so I've never been, and I might get a hot chocolate because I'm not a big coffee drinker. So we're going to head there now and just head down Princess Street, Thistle Street for a little wander, which is always such a nice street, I think, actually. Really nice little shops and cafes and restaurants along it. So yeah, let's go. Oh, and we will give you a review after the 2 coffee shop visits on the way home. We'll give you a proper review of what we thought of Lowdown and also my first experience of the cobbled roastery. Alan and I are outside the Oxford Bar, and there's a little sign in the window just to tell you a little bit more about it. It says, "The Oxford Bar sign is a puzzle in itself. Why Oxford in Edinburgh? Why the inverted commas?" The answer is the Oxford University Press used to have a depot just along the road, and the punctuation is sarcastic. This is a small, no-nonsense pub hidden on a narrow lane below George Street, favoured by proper drinkers. One described it as the only pub I know with an emergency entrance, and the cops, the most famous of which is Ian Rankin's fictional detective inspector John Rebus. Out of the cobbled roastery, as you can tell, and we're just heading over to the botanics, where we're going to sit down and fill you in on what we thought of our 2 cafes, one that I haven't been to and one that Alan's never been to. Tiny little car. I feel that if I could drive, this would be what I would be driving.
Oh, weird. What's that?
This is the first time I've seen snowdrops this year in Scotland, so I'm very excited.
I remember that bit. Yeah.
Found a fairly sheltered, quiet spot in the botanics and are here to give you some reviews. We do apologise, first of all, if you can hear some squawking in the background. There's a squirrel in the tree that's not happy about us being here, and also it's really windy, so apologise if there's any wind noise, which maybe now. Anyway, Alan, would you like to start us off? What did you...
Yes, so we walked up to the Lowdown Coffee on George Street.
Yep.
Which is a coffee shop in a kind of low down place,
Yes.
a basement.
Yep.
And I have to say, as far as the drinks go, the coffee I had was absolutely wonderful. It had a sort of almost lavendery touch to it, maybe slightly geraniol, maybe. It was really floral and light. It wasn't nearly as pungent as something like lavender, but it had that characteristic in a very slight amount, but it was the most dominant flavour in such a light brew.
Yes.
And it was wonderful.
Good. And I had their matcha latte, which was good. I liked it. It was just as good as a matcha latte as I've had. It was nothing that really blew me away, but I enjoyed it. So probably, what would you give it out of 10 for the drinks?
Oh, the drinks, for me, mine is getting a 10. It was exceptional, but I don't think it would be for everyone, just because if you want coffee that tastes like coffee, then yeah, you won't like it. If I was going to brew, say, a beer using it, there's no way I would use that one. It's just too light, too floral. But yeah, should I ever brew another coffee beer, it wouldn't be that. But oh, what a lovely start to the morning. Very inoffensive floral beer. Coffee.
Yeah. And my matcha, I'd probably say like an 8. Oh my goodness, there's a robin right there. Hello. That was him, but he was literally right here. Anyway, apologies for that little interlude. That was just too cool to not film, and I was trying my best to film when he was right there. And he's still watching us, actually. Maybe he thinks we've got food, or maybe he's just really interested in our coffee shop reviews.
He loves coffee.
He loves coffee.
Just obsessed with coffee, hanging around in coffee shops uptown.
Yeah. So he's
robbing them.
Yeah, Robin. That's a good one. So yeah, I would say 8 out of 10 for the matcha, 10 out of 10 for the coffee.
For the coffee, yes. Yep. But on another day it could be 5. It really does depend. Now that I think about it. But I mean, I thought it was wonderful. Yeah. Today it was just what I needed. Yeah.
Perfect. And then for the ambience of the place, the sort of decoration and everything I really liked. It was really nicely designed. It looked really good. It had a very sort of either Scandi or sort of Japanese influence, I feel. The only thing that I personally didn't love about it was they seemed to have so many staff there today, and it was quite a small space, and there was probably like 6 to 8 people just behind the counter, and I felt like I was practically sitting next to them. So,
and they were always talking, and they were always loud, and the acoustics of the place emphasized everything.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And also, if there was anything I wanted to comment about the place, I felt like I had to whisper it to Alan and be like,
hey, I'm not keen on all this staff everywhere. Yeah.
So that was my only sort of downside. I felt it was quite loud, and there seemed to be an awful lot of staff, but maybe that was just, there's the robin. Do you see him, guys? He's literally right next to Alan. That's so cool. I've never seen a robin behave this way. Usually they're always running away from me. Anyway, okay. The ambience for me,
not your bag.
4 out of 10.
Maybe on another day it could be better.
Exactly. Maybe there was a reason there was that many staff in today.
Yeah.
So yeah, 4 out of 10 for today, but on another day could be anything. Could be anything, because I really did like how they designed the space. The space was really beautiful. I
also had a sip, a kind of taster of a more well-rounded coffee that was a bit darker, and it was sensational. I would definitely recommend that one every single day of the year. Was today's one, they could have went either way depending on how you're feeling. I just happened to be absolutely bang up for it.
Yes.
But the other one had so many raisin qualities, and it was so yum, but also very floral.
And that is a point in its favour. That was really lovely. I believe that was the owner that came over and let Alan try that, and we weren't even really talking to him. He just came over and was like, oh, there's the robin on my feet now. Oh, it's going to just turn into robin chats. Yeah, it was just really nice of him to come over and offer that to Alan, because obviously he could maybe tell that Alan was really into his coffee and was telling me about it, and it was just a really nice thing to do, so we really appreciated that.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah. But still, I want to go back another day to make comparisons.
Yep. Okay, so that was our Lowdown review. I think that's all we had to rate it on, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and then after that, we thought it'd be really nice to try a different coffee shop, and I've never been to the Cobbled Roastery?
Yes, the Cobbled Roastery. It's on Thistle Street, and it's kind of down the back of George Street for anyone who knows Edinburgh.
Yeah. I'd heard Alan, because Alan and Isla, his fiance, had been there last year and really loved it.
Yes.
So I've heard about it a few times from them and how good it is. So since we were so nearby, we thought, why not just pop there next and have another drink? So that's what we did. And what did you think of it?
Well, I loved it. It was the last time I was in there, they only had maybe 1 or 2 seats. One at the bar, they had 2 at this barrel thing where we were sitting. And the last time there was this kind of ambient piano music playing. Today it was all 70s disco, so it was a completely different vibe.
Yeah, it was the owner in as well today, and he had like ABBA on at some points, and that was a very different vibe.
Totally different vibe. But the coffee, once again, very good stuff. This was a more medium to dark roast. It tasted like medium to dark chocolate as well, like 60% cocoa chocolate, because I had it in a flat white form, and it was quite mellow, definitely more mellow than it could have been. So yeah, just yet more good coffee.
Amazing. I personally really loved this space. It reminded me a lot of, if you've watched old Kinross vlogs, it reminded me of unorthodox roasters in Kinross, and I just really liked it. It felt very homey and comfortable, and the fact that we were just sitting with a barrel as our table, it just felt very informal and comfortable, where you could just kind of just completely relax, in my opinion. And yeah, really friendly vibe to it.
Friendly staff as well. The guy who runs it, he was friendly. Runs really it there, nice. Speaking the proper England.
I really, very good impression for me. And I had their hot chocolate, which is supplied by Bare Bones, and I'm a huge Bare Bones hot chocolate fan. I love to drink it when I'm in William & Johnson, and I've also been to their Glasgow shop, so I was so pleased, and he made it really well.
Yeah, you said this was really good.
Really good. I really, really enjoyed it. And then I also had their, you say it better than me.
Yeah, the croissant. The almond croissant.
Yeah. So I had that as well, and that was okay. It was maybe a little bit chewy for my liking, but it was good. It was fine.
How would you do the ratings then for what you had?
Oh, I think the hot chocolate for me was a 10 out of 10. But that was just preference. If you like lots of like cream and marshmallows, it's not that type. It's very, I don't know how you call it, like malty as well.
It has a kind of chocolate malt vibe to it to me. Yeah, it's quite dark, isn't it? It's most definitely quality chocolate, and it's dry. Yeah, it's a drier hot chocolate, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not very sweet, I would say.
No, it's probably in my top 3 or 4 coffee roasters that I've been to in Edinburgh. The Cobbled and Williams and Johnson, fantastic. So, and also Love Artisan, but yeah, I think Williams and Johnson and Cobbled are right at the top because they roast in house as well.
Yep.
You can see their roastery and their equipment.
So yes, both coffee shops we would return to.
Happily. Personally,
just today, on what we experienced today, I preferred the Cobbled Roastery, but on a different day, again, Lowdown is really good as well. So we highly recommend both, I would say.
I would say so, but did I ever enjoy Cobbled Roastery? Yes.
I really did too. That I have to say, I think that's probably in my top 3 cafes now. I think that's all we have to say.
I think so.
Yeah, and now we're going to head home. But thank you all so much for joining us for this lovely little morning wonder, not afternoon, and visiting different coffee shops. And thank you so much, Alan, for joining me. I've had such a good day, and thank you for being my cafe exploring buddy.
You're very welcome, and hopefully we'll do this again.
Definitely. Anyway, hope you're all well. Bye.
Morning. There were 2 biscuits that were hanging around in the Cobbled Roastery earlier, and one turned round to the other and said, "I've not seen you for a while. How long have you been away for?" The other one said, "Oh no, I'm not away for. I'm a chocolate digestive."